National Agriculture Summit. Excuse me, I need to clear some phlegms there. The Youth Unemployment Challenge requires bold and coordinated efforts to stimulate economic transformation and business sector development. In line with the conference theme, accelerating private sector investment in agriculture for growth and transformation, key stakeholders called for youth empowerment, citing that the ensuing mindset that youth in agriculture is synonymous with engaging in farm production in the field is totally misguided.
For the agriculture sector, for the producers, the farmers, that is very, very difficult. And especially for the youth, they don't have financial records. So that is something where we still need to work on and find solutions how we can support that. And the other, of course, is, skills development sounds that easy, but during the last 2 years in COVID, that was tremendously difficult. How can skills be transferred to the youth? So the use of digital tools becomes very important. And I think Kenya has some very good options there of using digital technologies for transferring knowledge.
Let's buckle down to what is happening on social media. And of course, yesterday's event is a big fodder of conversation on social media. Asha Fox, she's here to also prime us and tell us what is happening over there. Entertainment, the color yesterday. We can see Trio Mio, rappers also Femi One took the day.
Yeah, just some highlights from yesterday's Madaraka Day. Apart from, the main event that was happening, 59th celebration of Madaraka Day, there was also the entertainment factor was a huge hit yesterday, and still trending the likes of Trumio for his performance, yesterday. This is a 17-year-old man. 17-year-old artist, and still in school. Guys are proud of him for the strides that he's made. We see, especially in Kenya, we've seen artists come up at a much later age than that, and the younger ones, there's always been the focus on school, do other things, and of course there's been talk around that as well, but guys have really applauded him for the good job that he did yesterday during the 59th Madaraka Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens. And this is from the song he performed. It's called Tunaweza, and it's a collaboration with Femi One and Iyani as well. So it's not just Triomio himself, but Kenyans were really they embraced it, and they were really happy with the style that came in as well. From Triomio, we know him as a rapper. There was also a bit of rapping, which patriotic songs, we used to them just being too slow. You can hear all the words, and then all the traditional songs that we know and have come to love in all these times, celebrating Madaraka Day. So patriotic songs, we don't really relate them to rap, but that was there, and that was really good as well. We also saw this Kongulu Kangala, the TikTok hit, Kenyan Kamba song. Mutulani Kasheshe was there also performing. That was also a good performance from him. We had several performances, but the entertainment factor was really thing that stood out yesterday at the Madaraka Day celebrations.
Well, talking of entertainment, the fly press as well was there, very amazing, and people took to social media with negative comments that we have all this might and men showcased there, but still, when it comes to Kerio Valley banditry and cattle raids, people are dying. The government has been very slow on the uptake in reacting, and of course sending maybe an intervention there from security agencies.
Yeah, and it was also of course, there was appreciation, for the show of might, show of strength that was there during the celebrations. And, it was interesting seeing all this equipment that Kenya has, which is rarely put out on display for guys to see. During such celebrations, it is just to see, other parades ongoing, but the particular military bit is not covered as extensively, and we don't get to see that as much, and there was appreciation for that on the one hand, but on the other hand, you remember that in Kerio Valley on Sunday we had 3 children killed, and one herder was killed as well in the banditry attack, and this have been ongoing for quite some time. 6 people were injured as well in the same incident, and it was also a moment for Kenyans just to reflect, and some of them were saying, what is the point of displaying all these things that we have, to show that there is a way that we could secure such places, but Kerio Valley still struggling. There's teachers are now calling for about 50 schools to be closed. Kids can go to school safely because of the attacks that are ongoing there. And that's some of the things that came up from this. So it was bittersweet. It was a very bittersweet show for Kenyans.
Indeed. Just still on Uhuru Gardens, and we can go back to Saturday last week. We saw the roll, pitch and yaw, the aeroplanes. There was an air show, the amazing display of air show. And the pilots were actually showing their antics up in the air. One man that was also recognized for that is Mark Samson. But apparently we got also news coming to hand that informs us that he's dead. Still on the same fate that he was trying to make his display, the roll, pitch and yawing of his plane. This was happening elsewhere?
Yes.
The air show. Where was this? And
yes,
how did it happen?
This was in Zimbabwe, and so still, one of the aerobatics shows that they do. This was along with the marksman aerobatic team, and it was just another air show that happened. We had ours in Kenya on Saturday, and we had another one. They had another one as well that they were performing at on Tuesday and on Monday. And this is where Mark Sampson had an accident and died during the aerobatic show. So there've been a lot of condolence messages and sympathy coming in for the teams, the aerobatic teams that he performs with, as well as just for his family and friends for the loss. And he's been really good at this is not an easy thing. You can imagine how difficult acrobatics are. So just imagine doing this with the skill it requires to do it as a pilot and up in the sky, do a whole show for people. It's been well appreciated, and guys are really condoling with the family, and may he rest in peace.
He really had his skin in the game, so to speak. And of course, though we had wonderful displays there from the aerobatics that we saw from Mark Sampson. There is such a niggling worry also on social media because of the defrauding that is ongoing there with SIM card swapping. And what are Kenyans saying? An eye-popping figure, we saw 2.6 million shillings. Kenyan just lost his money, just like that.
It's terrible, actually, and there's the fear that comes with online threat. I know, of course, we know the physical threat that someone we could get robbed, and there's a physical, but there's a lot of virtual robbery going on as well. And SIM swapping has come up. Kenyans are really worried. We have telcos coming up with USSD codes that allow you to block your line so that no one can go exchange your SIM card. Because the way the SIM swap basically happens is someone tries to register an existing number already, and then once they register that number, they're able to get hold of your account. They're able to block your change the passwords. When they change the passwords, you can no longer access your accounts. And then once they do that, they're able to get into your mobile banking. They're able to get into, some of them even go as far as borrowing maximum limits from lending apps. And then by the time you figure out what is happening, it's too late, and you're left with such a huge debt to pay. So this has become a really big conversation. And you also remember backing from the death of the late Samuel Bongota, who was attacked in Mirama Drive, Kasarani, recently. That's one of the things that he's accused of is SIM swapping, and this is one of the things that is also one of the reasons that this has also really come up in the limelight. And Kenyans are really starting to have a conversation about SIM swapping and learning what it is and how to protect themselves from it.
All right, finally, we have Johnny Depp and Amber. The jury's out, briefly.
Yes, Johnny Depp, both of them were found liable of defamation. There's a couple that sued each other, both found liable of defamation. Johnny Depp will be awarded $15 million in charges, and Amber Heard will be awarded $2 million in charges.